What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex, and you're watching a Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. I saw Thor Ragnarok in IMAX 3D, and it was freaking awesome. End of my review. I'm just kidding. I freaking loved Thor Ragnarok, and for many, many reasons. First of all, this is the best in the trilogy. Of course, there was Thor, Thor the Dark World, which I liked even more than Thor, and now there's Thor Ragnarok, which I love the most. It is the best film in the entire trilogy, and not only that, it's the funniest. This movie is hilarious. Now, this is where it has me a little bit divided, because Thor and Thor the Dark World were funny, but it was because it was very natural for the character to get into funny situations. It just felt very natural. It was very organic. But Thor Ragnarok was funny because of the writing. And it wasn't even so much the situations, it was just because he was written to be so funny. And that's where I feel divided, because where did this come from? When did Thor suddenly be like Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy? It's just always like witty dialogue and humorous dialogue throughout the entire movie. And I'll tell you, it does work. It doesn't feel out of place, it doesn't feel forced. It works the whole way through. It just feels like a little bit out of character for me, because I never thought that Thor would actually be funny as a character. The reason why he was funny in Thor in the Dark World is because he's like a fish out of water. The film takes place mostly on Earth, rather the films take place mostly on Earth, so he gets himself into these Earth situations because he's an Asgardian, and that makes for some very humorous moments. But this film takes place entirely in the cosmic realm of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We go to all these different kind of cosmic locations, so it's a very science fiction type of film, so it doesn't have that fish out of water type element. So the way to make it fun, or rather funny, is from the dialogue, and that's all from the writing. It is really, really, really funny. Almost to the point where it's like, what? When the heck did Thor become a comedian? But it works. It's funny. I mean, this is the reason why we go to the theaters, to have a fun, good time, and to be entertained. And I find that when you are laughing in the theater, that equates to a good time. So, you know, it's not a knock on it. It's just a little bit out of place. Anyways, I also want to say that I really love the characters. I love the development for the characters. Thor, Loki. I love the introduction of new characters like Valkyrie, played by Tessa Thompson. I loved her in this film. She absolutely shines in every scene that she is in. I love her performance, and also the action sequence that she is in. I love the chemistry between Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth. I also love the chemistry between Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner / the Hulk, and also Chris Hemsworth. They are so much fun to watch. I love the witty banter that they have amongst each other. It is a very well written film. It's very, very tight. It doesn't feel there's ever a moment where the dialogue is out of place. It just always works. Now, another character that really stands out is Hela, played by Cate Blanchett. She's the antagonist in the film, and she breaks the Marvel weak syndrome. Marvel weak villain syndrome, because you know that in the Marvel films, they are all good films, but we end up with some pretty weak villains. The only time where I found that we had a strong villain was in Captain America Civil War, as well as Spider-Man Homecoming, and then finally Thor Ragnarok. I found that these three films have the strongest and most interesting villains. And I really liked Cate Blanchett's performance as Hela, because she is scary, she's intimidating, and her presence is just really, really like imposing. Like, you do not want to mess with this evildoer. Yeah, you do not want to mess with this villain, and she's a really, really strong character. So I really liked her in this, and it just really breaks the mold of that weak villain syndrome that really has plagued the Marvel Cinematic Universe for years. So that was really, really awesome. And Taika Waititi, just, I mean, as a director, he really kept this film so engaging, so action-packed, so much fun, and the humor was just like spread out in a way where it always keeps you laughing, and that's what I really loved about this film. And yeah, I loved it. I watched it in IMAX 3D 3 times, and I enjoyed it every single time, and it's just such a great film. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for Thor Ragnarok. Such a great and fun time in the theaters. This is the reason why we go to the theaters. This is essentially a full-on entertaining thrill ride that I believe anybody will enjoy. So there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this review. 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review and you want to see more, hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.